Hey guys, so today I'm here with something really cool I think, and it's the Pro Pet Box. Her 2 awards and counting from the Reptile Rally at Petco aren't the only 2 things that show that Chloe's beautiful. She's a hot, super hypo tangerine carrot tail with a gorgeous personality. Chloe is easy to handle, easygoing, and always there to make you smile. She's Chloe, and she's a professional pet. So I started this idea. You can watch the video. I'll leave the video somewhere on the screen and in the description below. I started this idea of hashtag ProPetBox, basically professional pets, pro pet. You can ask me any question you'd like and I will try to make a video about it. Of course, there are a lot of these coming in already, and there were already ones that I had generated from previous comments before I even announced the idea, so there are a lot. But we're gonna try to work with it. I'm gonna try to make more videos, and here we go. Gonna go inside here, basically, inside are some other comments, some other questions, and I'm going to go over one of them today, and that's going to be the video. So you guys get to sort of see what I'm going to do, and this is also my experiment, so I totally want feedback on this video, especially so that I know how to move on going forward. So let's just put the box away, and here's our question for today. Has Chloe's tail ever detached? Do leopard geckos' tails detach if you scare them? That's an awesome question because, oh my god, I get it all the time. The whole idea behind leopard geckos' tails. A tail for leopard geckos. So this is separate from bearded dragons, separate from crested geckos. This is all separate. So leopard geckos use their tail as a defense mechanism. So basically, like cresties have this cool sort of sticky toe thing. They can sort of just climb on walls and do really cool things. Leopard geckos can't, and cresties would probably be saved from that in the wild. In the wild, a leopard gecko's defense mechanism is their tail. So let's say big blue bear, okay, let's be realistic. Something crazy's coming after them in the wild. It comes over, that's why you never want to directly go whoop and get your leopard gecko. It is scary. What you want to do is always go in, under. That is always the best way to do it, because they're not going to be scared. Let them know you're there. That's the best way to do it. They want to know you're there. That makes everything feel safe. Feel like, hey, I know you, you're back. I always use my voice when picking up Chloe so that she can maybe recognize it. Big crazy predator is coming over to attack Chloe, kill Chloe, and eat Chloe. That's just my leopard gecko. The leopard gecko can detach the tail. The tail will continue to move as if it's still attached to Chloe, which makes the predator say, tasty tail, and Chloe says, I'm out of here. Chloe gets to be free, the predator gets some food, and everybody's happy. Now, the only problem with this is your leopard gecko had that tail for a reason, right? The whole point of the tail is basically to allow the leopard gecko to store nutrients, sort of like a hamster would store crazy things in their mouth. I don't know much about hamsters. I had one when I was little, but they store like all the pellets and stuff right in here. Yeah, so I can't. I'm crazy. I'm really weird. I apologize. If this is your first video you're watching of me, no, I'm a weird person, but hit subscribe anyway because you like. Hopefully, all of the calciums that you've been applying through the bake and shake method, whether it's calcium with D3, without D3, multivitamin, you have been applying this for a reason, and a lot of that calcium and a lot of that nutrients is being stored in the tail. So if your gecko loses that tail, it's sort of like they lose all of the nutrients that they have, which is pretty cray. But you can do a lot to make sure that they're okay after that. You want to make sure that, especially after something like that, if your leopard gecko's tail falls off, that you're using not loose substrate. That means don't use anything that is loose. Ecofiber, sand. I don't know a lot of the substrates out there right now because I'm so gun-ho on reptile carpet and paper towel. I just feel like in captivity, especially for leopard geckos, you do not need any loose substrate. It is just dangerous. It is just taking a risk that I know almost all of you out there would not be happy if your leopard gecko died from eating sand or something. So why take the risk of that? I always say no risk, no reward, but that's for opportunity. You don't want the opportunity to possibly lose your gecko. But the tail is going to basically have a wound there. It's going to be sad. make sure that nothing's going to hit the wound. So that would be the reason for no loose substrate in there. If you have loose substrate, sand can infect it. You don't want that. You also may want to call your vet just to make sure that everything's okay in case you want to bring them in and in case the vet may need to inspect it, especially if the wound's not healing. There are a lot of cool videos online of leopard geckos regenerating their tail over a period of time, so you can see how that would work. The only thing that's different about the tail when they come back is, oh my god, it doesn't look the same. And that sucks because I think one of the coolest things about leopard gecko tails is the fact that they have this awesome pattern, this awesome like cool creation, and you get to see that every single time you pick up your gecko. You lose the tail, it's sort of like you lose a part of the gecko, which is not cool. But it will grow back, it will regenerate, your gecko will once again have a tail. I think it's like 60 days or more to grow it back. So it does take a while. You just want to also make sure that if your gecko drops their tail that they're gaining more nutrients. So that means you're adding more calcium, dusting with more. If you maybe took a break once a week like I usually do of not dusting, dust on that day. Make sure that you're making sure that you're getting all the nutrients on the crickets, mealworms, waxworm, anything that you feed your gecko, make sure that it has calcium on it, especially if they drop their tails, because they need that nutrients back. And fairly quickly, they're really small, so anything that they lose could possibly really harm them. Let's think about not even dropping the tail. How do you make sure that you don't drop the tail? Like I said, don't come in like this. Come in like this. Be nice. Offer your hand to them. Give them the option. This is not a mandatory thing to climb on my hand right now. You don't wanna, you don't have to. But, of course, if it's an emergency, you want to make sure that they climb onto your hand, and you don't want their tail dropping off in the middle of a fire or something in your house. That's why I always say with pets, it's important to tame, because there's a fire, the fire department needs you and your family out, you want to grab the pet. If your pet's not tame, how in the world are you going to grab them? Are you going to say, my leopard gecko bites, don't know what to do, my bearded dragon's gonna tear my finger off if I go in there. You gotta do something about that, and now, because if anything ever happens, the fire department's not gonna wait, also not gonna carry a 20-gallon tank downstairs and elevators and everything like that. So you wanna get the pet. If they get scared, that's going to be the detachment point, because that's the whole thing about the predator. The predator is big and scary and mean, not cool, scary guy. But in order to fix that, the whole point would be to tame, make sure that they know you, they trust you, you can trust them, and you can enjoy each other more, which is pretty awesome. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into the first Pro Pet Box. I'm going to go get Chloe. I know we hit a variety of points. Just to recap, make sure that you're taming your leopard gecko to prevent the drop of the tail. If the tail ever does drop, make sure that you're re-giving nutrients, giving more than ever, the best care ever, to make sure that they can regrow that tail. Remember, it's not going to look the same. Just try to do your best that that never happens. And that's by making sure that you have a cool relationship with your gecko. They could be like the bro. You don't have to make it like, oh my god, you're a scary lizard. Make it like, we're cool. We live in the same house. Let's make a friend relationship time. So here is my wonderful leopard gecko if you haven't seen her in a long time. I know it's been a while. Here's Chloe. She's doing pretty well. She actually didn't want to come out. She like sniffed my hand and then like just went into her cage. And then last night it was different. She wanted to come out and she walked right onto my hand. So she knows that she has that option, but for filming, there's not really an option, my Chloe. Is there an option? No, there's not an option. It's not really good to put them near your face like that, but that tail's so gorgeous. It's not been ever detached, because I got her when she was young. I'm really happy I have Chloe. She's been a great, like, pet. Like, I love Chloe so much. She got a little bit bigger, too. Anytime anyone comes over, they're like, oh my god, she grew. And I'm like, not that much. Here is Chloe, once again, a little close-up. The tail is wonderful as always. You also don't want to let the tail touch too many things. Don't let anyone else touch the tail. If someone, like, comes into the house that's new, don't let them touch the tail. And I woke her up from her beauty sleep, so I'm sorry, big girl. Yes, so thank you guys so much for watching from me and Chloe. Always my pleasure to film these videos, and always my pleasure to hear your comments, your feedback. It is always the coolest. Me and Chloe are gonna be out. Be sure to leave comments and ask for more #ProPetBox. Alright, Chloe? Yeah, so, okay guys, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching Professional Pets. Professional Pets, always be professional.
Turn around, girl, I got you, we won't fall down.
because I don't know where she's gonna stop, because my shirt kind of ends, doesn't it?